What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome to today's episode of Call of Duty Ghosts Maps Exposed. The series where I cover all of the jumps, spots, lines of sight, as well as dynamic map elements that I know of on every map in Call of Duty Ghosts. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the last of the Invasion DLC maps, and that is Favela. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so let's start it off with the A flag, and we might as well cover the domination capture spots for the A flag. One of the most popular ones is right behind this car, but obviously just watch out because the car will explode and it will kill you. That's one of the more popular ones, so it's better if the car is blown up, obviously. Another one is right here. This is a great capture spot if enemies are coming from this direction right here. You have great cover to challenge them, and you can always just lay down if you want to. And those are pretty much the only real useful capture spots. I guess you could capture from right here as well, or on top of this ledge, but I really wouldn't recommend this because you're kind of right out in the open from all directions, so wouldn't recommend that one. But those are all the capture spots. One other thing that I want to point out over here are these right here. Right where the A flag is, there is a blitz portal, or maybe it's a little bit off to the side. This is a great way to capture that blitz portal if you have enemies that are like camping down in this little area right here and they're watching the stairs. It's great to just hop up on these tables, jump across, jump up, and boom, you've got a capture just like that. And oftentimes you can do that before they can even react and adjust their aim to kill you. Alright, so with this map, a lot of people didn't play this in Modern Warfare 2, so some of the stuff I show you will be a little bit of review if you did play this in Modern Warfare 2, but it is a pretty complex map and it kind of requires a little bit of extra explanation and everything. So some of this stuff may seem obvious to some of you, but a lot of people won't know about it. So right here, this one is really obvious. You can hop into this building this way, and then you can also come through the doorway. And that's really straightforward. You can hop up on this mattress here also and kind of sit up here and watch for people if they're coming in here. I do that maybe if the enemies have like a chopper in the air or something and I'm just trying to hide out. That's a great way to take guys by surprise if they're trying to rush you, because they don't typically look straight up when they walk into this building. They're looking more in this direction, so great way to take them by surprise there. Now this middle building right here is usually an extremely high traffic area, especially in domination. If you're controlling the B flag, there's usually somebody controlling this building here. And a lot of people will like to sit right behind this bar and pick you off as you come around this corner. It's a great head glitch, really hard to challenge them. But on this map, you can actually shoot through this glass here. I don't think you could in the original Favela, so just use this to your advantage. This glass won't actually break, and I believe you'd lose a little bit of bullet damage through here. But it still works. You still can shoot through this glass, as far as I'm aware. I feel like I have... I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have done this in a real game and actually gotten a kill through there. But I think I just kind of came around spraying and went like this and ended up finishing my kill. So that could work for you. Also in this building, a lot of people think that the stairs is the only way up, or there's another way which I'll show you there. But from this direction, they think you have to come right up the stairs like this. You don't actually. You can jump up on top of these shelves right here. Well, I'm making it look much harder than it is. Trust me, it is really easy to hop up here. And then from here, you can actually just hop up, and there you go, you're up top. So maybe if they have like an IED or something sitting on the stairs, or you just want to kind of fake them out and do something weird, then you can definitely do that. And another thing is, if you do expect somebody to be coming up these stairs, I like to sometimes fake them out a little bit, hop down here as they're coming around, and then you just shoot them in the back and they wonder what just happened to them. Now from this balcony, it's pretty obvious to a lot of people, but you can jump easily over to this building, just like that. And you can jump across to here as well. This map is, basically that's how this map works. You can just jump across to any rooftop you want at any point in time, or pretty much anyways. And yeah, so just be aware of that. You can jump around all over on the rooftops. Now for the B flag, to capture it, you used to be able to jump on top of this right here and capture from in this corner. You could jump from the table and then jump across. But you can no longer do that, so you can't capture through this wall anymore, which is kind of disappointing. I like those little spots that reward people that have that little bit of extra knowledge, but in this case, you can't do it, so we have to use the other popular spots. The most popular one is probably this one right here. It offers you great cover, just obviously your back is not going to be very safe if you're laying down like this. You won't be able to turn around, so I'll only use this spot if I am pretty sure my back is safe, and also the rooftop right here. And if not, then I'll capture likely right in this corner like this. I can challenge people on the roof, challenge people that are coming through here. And that's pretty much the best ways to capture the B flag. You might want to try capturing from here just to kind of be a little bit different, and because they always expect you to be here or behind there, so you might take somebody off guard there, but I wouldn't really recommend standing there. Okay, so for this middle building here, a lot of people think that the only ways in are through this window, through that doorway and up the stairs, and then also through the rooftop, which you can get to from a lot of different areas like I showed you earlier. A couple of these jumps I'm going to show you are a little bit difficult, and I might miss them a couple times, but you can actually jump through this window, just like that. You can kind of jump over. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but it's always nice to know that you can, because there may be a situation where that comes up and you'll need to do that. And another one, this one is a little bit more on the difficult side. You jump across to these things from the railing, and then you can actually jump into this window. If I can make it, yeah, sometimes you hit your head, sometimes you don't, but you can make that jump. I just want you guys to know you can make that jump. Now, if an enemy is camping right in this window right here, a great way to take them off guard instead of trying to challenge them head on where they have the advantage in the gunfight like this is actually right over here. If you jump on top of this railing, you can actually look right through there, and look at that. You can shoot them right through that little crack, and there's almost no way they're going to see you there. It's a great spot to take them out. You can also back off a little bit, and right there is the top of the stairs going into the, I believe it's a barber shop. Yeah, it's a barber shop right there. So that's another little line of sight that you can use for that as well. Also, from inside this building, if you want to defend the B flag, a great way to do it, and this is almost kind of cheap, but hey, if you know and they don't, then you have the advantage. You can look through this crack here, and you can also shoot through here without any issues. And it's very difficult for them to see you there. If they do, they can spray through this, and they will likely get the kill on you. But most of the time, they're dead before they can even react to you shooting them. But you can see pretty much the entire capture area of the B flag, even if they're trying to capture it right down here in that capture spot that I showed you. Now, kind of a similar spot, a lot of people will like to sit up here. Almost every single game, you're going to see somebody sitting up right behind this little area, this little box on the roof. It offers you some great lines of sight, and it's somewhat difficult to counter, although you do have lots of areas that you can counter from. The best one that I found is right here. You have to back off onto this particular brick that I'm standing on, or else it doesn't work. And you can look right through this crack, and look at that. You can pick them off if they're not right behind that box. Pretty easy to pick them off there. Just be aware you are exposed on your right side. Now, from this building, you can actually jump right through into the window here. Really simple jump. You just jump and then mantle in. And also to get into this building, you can jump up onto this, onto this, onto this, and in. Oh, screwed that up, but you can easily do that. You saw the little mantle button. And then there's also the stairs. Oh, and I almost missed. You can also jump in through this trash can right here, just like that. Really simple. Now, just on this side of the B building right here, if you jump right to here, you have a great little head glitch. Well, not really head glitch, but you have great cover to look over towards this way. You're kind of limited here. You can only see people that come out of there, and maybe people that streak across here, or people on the roof. But just be aware of people that will be sitting up there, and I will show you a counter to that spot as well. So if you do have a guy that's camping there all game, and you're having a hard time picking him out of that spot, because maybe he's using like a thermal LMG or something like that, then I'll show you the counter spot to that. It actually works very, very well. He'll have no idea what hit him, but basically you can just jump right up onto this. And look at that. Look through this crack right here. You'll win that gunfight almost every single time, unless he's really paying attention and happens to know this spot, but you should win this gunfight. Now, this little building right here seems kind of useless, and it doesn't really look like a building you'd want to go on top of, but you can easily jump on top of this building like this, use this for cover, challenge people on those rooftops, and then jump across to the other rooftops like that. So that can be very useful. I believe there's also a ladder right here. Yeah, there's a ladder, so you can go up like this, and yeah, that's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, but not the most obvious spot that everybody would think of. Now, if you want an easy way to get onto that rooftop instead of going all the way around, it's pretty straightforward. You jump up on top of this, jump up on top of that, just jump your way up, and there you go. You're on top of the roof. You are pretty exposed doing that, though, so just be aware of that. And you can also just jump straight like this. That's a little bit faster, a little bit more discreet to get up there. And also you can jump up here, have a look through here. There's actually a bomb site in there, so you can use this to your advantage in search and destroy or search and rescue. And you can just hop over this wall as well. Now, from on top of this roof, I just want to show something that some people might not know about, and I use this all the time in the old favela, is you can just drop down through the roof here. I know it may seem so insignificant, but when you have a guy that's camping here, and I just rush around, get onto the roof, drop down behind him. It's a great way to pick him off, and you'll always win that gunfight. Well, it won't even be a gunfight. You'll just stab him in the back or shoot him in the back. Another thing that a lot of people know about, but some people still don't, is this ledge right here. You can actually run along this ledge without any issue. You can jump into the window if you'd like, or you can go all the way around it. And the sea flag is right behind me here, so it might be a good spot to, I don't know, defend the sea flag if your enemies aren't very aware that you can go up here. And I wouldn't do it for more than one kill, because as soon as they're onto you, you'll be in trouble because you don't have much cover here. But you can go all the way around just like that. Now this next jump is pretty obvious to me, but some people might not know that you can do it. You can jump across like that. Pretty simple, straightforward. You can also jump the other way, obviously. Very, very easily. Now getting back right over here, this is a spot that may not be all that useful, but there may be a situation that arises where you want to use it. But basically, you can jump and then mantle up this way instead of going around and taking the stairs. I don't really see many situations where that'll be useful, but like I said, there may be a situation that arises where you might want to use that spot. Now from on top of this little area right here, if you have enemies that are camping in this building, you can actually jump straight into this window like this. Really simple, and a lot of times they'll be sitting like this and looking over towards that rooftop or something like that, and they'll have no idea what hit them when you jump through that window and knife them or just shoot them in the side. Now getting way over to this side of the map, I just want to show you a spot to keep an eye out for. A lot of people will camp back here and they'll jump right on top of these boxes. I wouldn't recommend doing this because it isn't a very high traffic area for most game modes, but some people do it, so just be aware. Always check this corner and be ready to look up as you come around here. So just be ready to take those guys by surprise. Alright guys, so that almost wraps it up, but like I said, I'm going to save the best spot for last, and this is something that I don't think you could do in the old favela. I could be wrong though. It could have just been something that I missed, but from this building, you can actually get into this building, into the second story. And a lot of people don't know this. It's very, very useful. I use this actually a fair amount if I hit the jump. It's not a really, really easy jump, but relatively easy. Basically, you want to jump on top of this thing, or just drop down on top of it from that window. And then from here, you have to kind of look this way first, jump sideways, and then mantle up. If you try to jump straight and then turn your aim over to try and catch that mantle, you'll miss most of the time. But if you just start off by aiming this way, jump to the side, and then mantle up, you'll be able to get into the second story of this building, and it's extremely useful, like I said. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Maps Exposed. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.